How to deal with a smelly gi. Oh, that one is mind-blowing. Listen, first I have to say it's difficult for me to imagine situations like these being common scenarios these days. One, we are so much smarter than we were 10 or 20 years ago when it comes to jiu-jitsu, and we know that hygiene is one of the most important factors when it comes to training jiu-jitsu. If we don't take care of our hygiene, and that's including our gis, but not only limited to it, fingernails, taking showers, taking care of your breath, brushing your teeth, all those simple things, it's just mind-blowing to me that some of the guys out there are experiencing this and witnessing this as their training partners are not doing what's the right thing. First things first, I do have to say that all that comes from top to bottom, meaning all that starts at the leadership. If that culture is not embedded into the academy, meaning clean gis, clean uniforms, perhaps spats and rash guards are even more common these days than they have ever been. Those are required, showers at the academies, locker room where students can actually change, and giving everybody these opportunities to stay, one, healthy, two, clean, and have a very clean environment of training. It's critical these days, and it's becoming more and more common. I think a lot of academies treat academy jiu-jitsu as a business, not necessarily as a club, not as essentially a place to hang out, quote unquote, where those hygiene points might not be the highest priority, if you will. So one, that's becoming more and more common, is becoming a standard, which is kind of a shame that we are in 2022 and we are still talking about these things. But yes, it does happen. Unfortunately, it does happen. So how do we deal with that situation? One, talk to the instructors, talk to the staff. I can't stress this enough. I don't care what anybody thinks about me when it comes to that point. It is important that I go and address this in some shape or form, right? Knowing the instructor or telling the instructor about a situation like this is important. Now, be discreet about this. Don't scream across the mat. Don't make that person embarrassed, because it is a touchy subject. We don't want to put somebody in a negative spotlight situation. At the same time, it does need to be addressed. Should you be in the middle of the conversation as a student? Probably not. I would prefer that my students came to me, address this with me or with the staff at the academy, and we can handle these situations one-on-one, address them, correct them. Most of the times, I do have to say, most of the times, it happens when the individual who is experiencing these hygiene obstacles, they're not even aware of them, which by one conversation, we can very simply just reset and put them right on the path, right where they need to be, and correct the situation for the entire class, and then issue never exists again. But it goes beyond all of this. It goes beyond the one conversation. It is actually extremely important. The culture within the academy emphasizes that. Open conversations, continuous conversations about risk. What happens if we don't clean mats daily after each class? What happens if we don't use correct uniforms, spats, rash guards? What happens if we don't take our showers before and after training? Like, all these things are so important that it comes down to the culture within the academy. And if you are looking for a new academy, if you're looking to start jiu-jitsu, that's one of the first things I would be looking at. That's one of the first things I would be seeking out when these conversations come up as far as the memberships and joining an academy. How does the academy take care of the mats? What do they do? How many times do they clean? What's the culture like as far as the hygiene is concerned? Are uniforms required? What happens if I train multiple classes in one day, back to back? Do I use the same uniform, or should I be changing that uniform? Do I need spats and long sleeve rash guards? Some academy require that, some don't. All those points are extremely important to find out before you join the academy, as that could have significant impact on how your experience is with jiu-jitsu and what the results and what your successes are at that particular place as your journey continues. I hope this helps with this sensitive topic. If you have any questions, as always, don't hesitate to reach out. I always love to hearing from you guys. See you on the mat. Peace.